Yeah.
All right, Madin, go ahead.
Yeah. So
Friend is
we have
here.
Saeed here, by the way, if you've not noticed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
I mean, you noticed, and Philo probably, allowed him to get up. So I was the only one left to notice, and I have.
Right.
We should change Saeed's name as well, right? We should give him a new name.
Said's name is the most weird murtad.
Mm.
And
The weird, the
the
weirdest of
statement, Said,
murtad.
is the statement that you have. We don't want to go into detail, but just the statement that you have all religion believe in Allah except atheists. Well, I think that is the definition of atheist. So I'm not sure what you're trying to say over there.
No, all religion believe in a creator. The creator.
Okay, but that's
Allah
not what you've
means
written out.
what?
But
That?
that's not. You have mentioned Allah, right? So I'm just saying that. But let's not go into detail. I don't want to go into that detail. But
No.
just saying, it's the
I'm
definition of
just.
belief.
I just wrote all religion believe in Allah. Allah means a creator who make things. So every religion believe in God. So they make a believer in.
By definition.
By definition, everybody believe
By
in.
definition, they believe in it.
Yes. So except atheists do not believe in that. Yeah, that's
Yes.
why.
Okay,
I mean,
Is it true though that
What?
all religions believe in God? Not all religions believe in God, though.
Not all religion believe in
You're
God.
right.
Hmm.
All
I
theistic
don't know.
religions believe in God.
Maybe Buddhist may not believe in, but
Yeah.
all religion believe in God.
Right.
See,
But
now you already found
I have to
an
found an
exception by
exception
yourself,
there.
right?
You have to add a few more
By
exceptions.
yourself, right? Right.
Yeah, but
And then
you can't say Buddhism is not a religion because they don't
No,
believe
we
in
are saying it's a religion.
what
Mahajan
that.
pointed out it is a religion, and therefore there's a
But
religion without belief in God.
is it atheism is a religion?
It's not. No.
It's not
no,
because you don't believe in God. If
We are
Buddhists
pointing out the problem with your
they are
statement.
also
Say.
not a religion.
Saeed,
They have a
Saeed,
way of life, but they
Saeed,
are not religion. Yes, sir.
is theism a religion?
Theism? Yes, I think. Theism is
Which
who believe in God, right?
which religion is theism?
Deism?
Theism.
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 Yeah, theism. Islam is a theist, right? Muslim.
No,
Yes.
No.
is theism. Islam
If
is a particular is a branch of
Theistic
theism,
religion.
right?
Yeah.
Is a branch of
Mm.
theism, right? So
Yeah.
is theism, that's the superset of all
Yes.
theists or religions, basically. Is it a religion itself, right? That's what Mahajan's question is.
Yeah.
If you're talking about religions versus atheism, you can't compare those two because atheism compares directly to theism, basically, right? It doesn't
Yes.
compare with Islam,
Exactly.
Christianity,
Yes.
or any other religions, basically, right?
There are
That's the
theists
point.
who don't believe in a religion. They are generally called one of them at least are deists, right? So deists are theists, but they don't believe in religion. So
Yes.
so there are examples where people believe in religion, God without a religion. So your statement is wrong in many ways. We have
Yeah,
discussed
but
a few angles.
overall, I am correct. But
And you
I think there
you're
is not
showing,
any angle
and
What about
from which you are
Taoism?
correct.
Taoism.
and
Taoism.
so
Have you heard of Taoism? Taoism. I might be mispronouncing it. The
no,
religion
it's
T-A-O.
Taoism.
yeah,
I've
it's
heard of it. I'm not
Taoism.
sure what it
It's
means.
Taoism.
What does it? What does it mean? What is it? What
Are
do
you
you
asking
believe
me?
in? Yeah.
Oh, I asked Saeed.
Say
I think Taoism is they believe in God, I guess.
No, they
Theism?
don't.
Taoism.
They don't.
I'm not sure. I think it's.
They don't believe in an anthropomorphic, interpersonal, intervening deity of a person or personal nature. They believe in stuff like some sort of force, but it's not Allah.
But the force is God. That's the God
No.
is just
No,
a
it's
force.
the nature.
You cannot.
It's the nature.
I mean, you can
Taoism is
name
is
it.
the living in the harmony with the nature. Basically, that's what Taoism is, right?
In Islam, Allah is a very specific being, right? It's a person with certain desires.
No, he doesn't have desire, but he's a creator.
Come
There you go.
on,
Right.
Said. Saeed, come on. Do you have?
Okay.
Do you have? You don't have memory loss, right?
सईद
Yeah.
भाई
You don't have
मेरा
memory
एक
loss.
डिसअपॉइंटमेंट आपसे शेयर करना चाहूंगा. सॉरी ख्याल, एक मिनट में रोकता हूँ आपको. है आपके साथ एक डिसअपॉइंटमेंट शेयर. आप हमारी स्ट्रीम नहीं सुनते हैं, राइट? वो फिर
No,
आपको हमें हर स्ट्रीम में हम आपको नई चीजें बताते हैं एटलीस्ट, और हमें भी फिर भी आप इतना हेट करते हो सारे, है ना? हम सारे जहन्नमी हैं, ठीक है? यहाँ पे
no,
है ना, हम
I,
सारे
I,
जहन्नमी हैं, और
no,
फिर
नहीं
भी
सही
आप
भाई
हमसे
नहीं
बात
मानते.
करने आते हो.
I do not
नहीं
hate.
फाइलो, मैं सॉरी मैं एक बात बता दूं सईद फाइलो को. According to Saeed, atheists are not necessarily going to go to hell. I think so. But he thinks that some Muslims are definitely going to hell, but not atheists.
No.
Right?
Atheists, Allah said atheists will go to hell.
Okay,
Regardless
really?
how good you
So-
are, how good you do things in this world,
Mhm.
you are going to go hell.
Okay.
राइट. सो हम सारे जहन्नमी हुए हैं ना, वही तो मैं कहना चाह रहा हूँ.
हमें जानना
और
भी
फिर
कह
भी
रहा
आप हमसे सबसे ज्यादा अच्छे से बात करते हो, राइट?
You know, this is just a belief system.
आपको कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन नहीं लग रहा है या?
No.
आपको तो
You know,
जाना
you
चाहिए
talk to me
मुफ्ती
nicely,
मुफ्ती
I talk to
मुफ्ती
you
वाजिदी
nicely.
के
So,
पास जाना चाहिए आपको, है ना? नहीं?
No.
was
So
that?
is it no. So Saeed, is it about belief or is it about deeds?
No.
नहीं, बिलीफ्स की बात कर दी ना
On
उन्होंने,
what
तो सीधे
basis?
सीधे बिलीफ्स की बात
No,
कर दी.
because
डीड्स
he also mentioned good deeds.
Yes.
So my
डीड्स
question
तो
is, if
सिर्फ
we
जो
do
बिलीव
good
करते हैं
deeds,
उनके लिए.
no, he mentioned good deeds as well just right now. So what I'm saying
Yes.
is, my question is this: so if I do good deeds, can I go to heaven, or
No.
do I need to believe in?
No. Allah required two things. One is to believe in God Creator, and another thing you should be doing good deeds.
Right. So both are needed. So what if people don't do good deeds but believe in God? Are they
No.
equal?
They also go to hell.
Okay. They're equally bad as people who don't believe but do good deeds.
If a Muslim believe in God, but he does not do good thing, then he probably doing the evil thing. So he will go to hell.
And if a person, what I'm saying is, do these two things have equal weight? So is a person who believes but does not do good deeds equal to the person who does not believe and does good deeds? Do you
No,
understand the question?
you just cannot do in this world. A
सही
human
समझो, सवाल
being,
समझे आप मेरा?
yes.
Did you get my question? दो
Yes.
लोग हैं, अगर एक बंदा उसका बिलीफ तो है लेकिन वो काम अच्छे नहीं करता, और एक बंदा है जिसका बिलीफ नहीं है लेकिन वो काम अच्छे करता है, क्या ये दोनों बराबर हैं?
No. First of all,
ख्याली, ये तो हदीसों से साबित है ना, ये तो कि भाई बंदा
यार
जो
वो
है
सईद
अगर
साहब तो
100 भी
छोड़
गुण
देना,
करे,
वो तो बैड हदीस हो
हाँ.
सकती है ना, तो वो छोड़ दो. मैं तो इनसे पूछ रहा हूँ.
वो
I don't have any idea what Saeed believes.
you know,
right.
people, they do, all human beings do good and bad. Okay, that's what God Allah said. He will check the scale. Whose scale is
Right. But
heavy?
no. So you're saying
Madan,
what is the
you
weightage?
need to mute, man.
Yeah.
Too
I don't
much.
know.
Yeah.
But so you're saying it depends on the deeds then. कि वो
Yes.
deeds कितने अच्छे हैं और कितने बुरे हैं.
Yes.
अगर किसी ने छोटे छोटे सिन किए, लेट्स से किसी बिलीवर ने बहुत बड़े बड़े सिन किए, बहुत बड़े बुरे काम किए, तो फिर
His scale is heavy, so he will go to hell.
then he's worse than a person who doesn't believe.
He's equal. Allah said he is not a believer when he do
So
evil
let's
thing.
say, let me give you an example. A Muslim actually killed 1,000 people, right? He's on a killing spree. He's a serial killer.
Take example of Hitler. He converted to Islam just before dying.
Yeah, let's say, yeah. No, that is not just before dying, because in that case it would count as repentance. So what I'm saying is, let's say a person like Hitler was Muslim and he did all these deeds, bad deeds, and there's a person, an atheist, who he never harmed anyone, but he does not believe in God. Do you think both are equal,
Both
or
will
one is better than the other
no.
in the eyes of
Both
God?
will go to hell. Both will go to hell.
Both are equal then.
Yes, they are equal, and both will deserve hell.
Right.
You know, Allah said when you did evil all your life. When you are get old, then you say, now I won't do any evil thing. Allah will not forgive. They will go to hell because they have done all their life evil thing, and now in the old age they see they cannot enjoy life. Now I'm going to be doing good things. Allah said, no, you go to hell.
So you basically you are worshipping a tyrant, right? Like a dictator.
Exactly. I was thinking.
Yeah, he's a tyrant. If you want to say God is a tyrant, because he dictates.
You know the North Korean.
everything.
You know the North Korean dictator. He also asks for complete worship and subservience to himself. You have to dedicate. You have to dedicate your life to him. It's not about deeds. It's just about his selfish desires. He's like a narcissist, and he wants you to obey him.
Yeah.
Whatever, kiss his hand, kiss his feet. It's not about the good actions. So what would the North Korean dictator do? Well, if you don't kiss his ass, he will put you in jail. It doesn't matter how good of a person you are. For example, if you give charity, you love people, you are a humanitarian, you spend an amazing life helping people, you're the most charitable person, you're a saint. It doesn't matter. The North Korean dictator says, nope, you're going to go to jail forever because you did not kiss my ass. So the only criteria for you, Saeed, is for goodness. Or when you say God is good or God is great, all you mean is God is a tyrant.
You know, God,
how is that good? How is that a good thing?
Okay. You know, God, what says God? Don't lie, don't hurt others, don't steal, don't verbally abuse other people. That's what God telling human to do.
But Saeed,
Saeed,
doing those things, you will be thrown in the North Korean jail.
What's that?
You just said whether you are a nice person, whether you don't steal, whether you give charity, whether you help people, you will be deserving of eternal punishment, which is similar to the tyrant. Doesn't matter whether you're a nice person, whether you give charity. The North Korean dictator, what's his name? Kim whatever. Which is the new one now? He's got
Kim Jong-il.
He will put you in jail even if you're a nice person. So it's not about the deeds. It's not about your actions. It's not about whether you're a benevolent person. It's all about submitting yourself to this tyrant. So that is the only criteria you have.
But that's tyrant telling you to be nice to other human being. That's
Saeed,
what he's telling me.
So you're saying
if God says only you go and make a sajda over me and I don't care you how other people.
You're always 1 minute. Saeed, you're always missing the point. You just said this. You just said to Kylie 5 minutes ago that doesn't matter whether you're a good person. Am I right? Maybe you said it.
Yes. Atheists, regardless how good they are, they will go to hell because they one requirement they are not doing, which is to believe in Creator.
Saeed bhai, आपकी बातों में contradiction है. आप देख रहे हो या नहीं? Can you see the contradiction in your statements just you made about a minute back and then 5 minutes back? आपने जो 2 statements बनाए हैं, आप उसमें contradiction देख रहे हो कि नहीं? He wants you to be good, but then he doesn't want you to be good, right?
What's that?
He wants you to be good to others.
It's not just that. What I'm trying to say to you, Saeed, is that in respect to this situation, God's primary goal is like the North Korean dictator. Worship is a necessary condition to be rewarded and avoid hellfire. Deeds are not necessary, right? Deeds might help. However, his main priority is not deeds. It's whether you kiss his ass every day. How is that a good thing?
No. Allah, I already told you, there is a 2 requirement to go to Jannah. One is to be believe in Creator. Another is to be nice to other people, not to do
eventually,
evil.
You know,
No, Madin. Just to be fair, what he said was that, and I think that's what I understood. He said that a person who believes, but a believer who does like Hitler, a believer who acts like a Hitler, is equal to a person who doesn't believe but has not done any bad
Has
deed
done
or
good
has done a
deeds.
lot of
Has
good
done good
deeds.
deeds.
So he
Yeah.
says that both of them actually fail one criteria, right? So one of them fails the good deed criteria and one of them fails the believing criteria. So that's why he's saying that the ultimate. So
Yeah, no, no,
he's
that's fine.
therefore he's treating
What,
them both equal, right?
what I'm saying, though, that
He's
means
placing
what
equal
that
weightage on both of these. He's placing equal
right.
weightage of both of these criteria.
But what I'm saying is that if somebody doesn't believe, then it doesn't matter how many good deeds they do, right? They will go to hell. What I'm trying to say, therefore, is that it's a necessary condition to go to heaven and avoid hellfire that you must believe, right?
Yes,
Yes.
both are
Exactly.
necessary
So
conditions, Nathan, according
yeah,
to me.
it might not be a necessary condition that you have to do good deeds because to be a Muslim, you can be a crappy Muslim, but you still eventually go to heaven.
No, those
According
are
to
hadith.
Saeed, that is not the
Tho-
case. So
Those are
according to
hadith.
Saeed,
Yeah, I think we'll
yeah,
go with what
yeah.
Saeed is saying, even
Okay,
Yes,
though
according to
I'm
Saeed,
not
that is
quite
not the case.
sure. Yeah, I
His worldview is not in line with the Orthodox Muslims. That we are
okay,
yeah,
clear,
not even
and
I'm
he
not
does not
quite
agree
sure.
with Muslims.
Yeah, yes. I do
Clearly, I'm
not
not
agree.
quite sure. Hold
Yes.
on, Saeed bhai, hold on. I don't think this view is found. So, Kali, is there? I think we covered this in our stream where we talked about can Muslims go to hell for eternity? It's a very fringe
Yes,
view there that
very friendly.
some Muslims can be in eternity hell and for eternity. It's a very fringe view, by the way. Majority
Yeah,
view is that at some point or the other, everybody who has the belief in Allah
yeah,
or God, one
and
true God,
Muhammad
quote unquote, they'll go to heaven. So
in
what
Islam.
Said Bhai is espousing is a very very fringe view basically, and I'm not even sure
Yes.
where he in which books it comes from. But basically, do you know? Or
Well,
Said Bhai, do you know which books
yeah.
it's from?
My belief came from Quran. In Allah, I will tell you what Allah said. But one place Allah said, "I will keep the people of hell in forever." Okay, and another place Allah said, "I will, uh, I will keep them uh, how long I want." Okay, as He wish. Okay,
Yeah.
that or
How do you know his
same with
wish?
the
How do you know how long he wants?
no that because Allah does not want to be
Are
bound
you are
for
you are
something.
you trying
No,
to be are you trying to be Allah?
no, Philo. Let him complete
I'm
his point.
talking about the
So
Quran.
yes,
Okay,
okay,
it's in the Quran. It
yes.
says the people will be in forever, or other place. Allah said, as I wish, how long they're gonna be stay there.
Yeah,
Same
Yeah,
with the
that
Khali,
is
I'm
one
saying
verse
point
only.
number
Yes.
two is no, it's yeah, point number two is not valid here. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Point number one is
So
where
that
is
is
it? What is
say
the
that is your
reference?
point. No. So that is your point. You're saying that at one place, and it's not one place. At 99% of the cases where these words, where hell has been mentioned, it says hell or heaven. Both of them has been mentioned as it has been used with the word khalidina fiha, which means and somewhere and in some places it mentions khalidina fiha abada. Even khalidina fiha means a place, it's an eternal place. But if we add the word abada, which is there, which has been used for both heaven and hell, both of these, so abada even adds further, it's further strengthens the point that it's forever. Now, in one verse, only in one verse in the entire Quran, which you are referring to, where it's mentioned that they'll be in hell till forever unless Allah wills otherwise, right?
yes.
The point is this: this is meaningless. By the way, this verse is meaningless as
No,
well. Once you
Allah.
say no, listen. Once if I say that Saeed, you will be in hell forever, except if I decide otherwise. Okay, are you saying that my decision will change?
Yes.
Now, as a human, my decision can change. A God's decision cannot change because He knows what He will decide. He always knows what He will decide. An all-knowing God cannot change his decision
No,
in future. Okay, so that
but
statement for God is,
the
listen, that statement for God is meaningless if God says that you will be in hell forever, except if I decide otherwise. Well, will he be in hell or not? You have to decide then. So that
yes.
doesn't. It's a, this statement is meaningless, and that is a contradiction within that verse.
Okay. About heaven also Allah says same thing. You're gonna stay in heaven
Yeah,
forever, and but next verse Allah says, As I wish." That means Allah could destroy the whole human being, and bring
yeah,
the another creature. So
yeah.
Allah does not. Why Allah saying this? Because Allah does not want to be bound
So
to something
these
doing.
verses only.
Come on. So what do you mean by Allah does not want to be bound by His own word? If He does not want to
Yeah,
be
Yes,
bound
He
by
does
His
this
not
own
only
word,
bound by
seems more
something.
then
like
don't then
it's
don't
talking
use
about
those
some
words.
petulant
Allah does
child,
not.
basically.
Yeah, Allah does not need to be bound by those words. He can easily have he can easily not be bound by those words by not saying those words, right? So
No,
you are saying
he
Allah first bounds Himself. No, listen, Allah, it's nothing but it's just a what do you call it? What's it called? A trap door. Meaning, I mean, it's just a way for Allah to escape. I mean, whoever wrote the Quran, it's it's a very strange thing. I mean, the entire Quran speaks of eternal hell and eternal heaven, and in one verse, I don't know in what mood the writer of Quran was on that day, that it's just a hint, it's just a very slight hint that that Allah says that okay, hell and heaven will be eternal, except they'll be in hell or heaven in eternally, except if Allah wills otherwise. Well, what is Allah's will? Will his is will going to change? As I
yes,
mentioned, that is logically impossible for a being like God, who is
yes,
an all-knowing being. So it does not make sense what you're saying, and I don't think we need to go into it any further.
yeah, but that's what Allah does not want to be bound by a thing
By
He
His own
Saeed,
created.
word, by
Saeed,
His own word.
have
Yes.
you thought, Saeed, have you thought about that? You are you're making a very, very new breed of Islam, and
No, but this is in the Quran. This is in the Quran.
No, and Mahadan, sorry, I would like to point out, and I'll be fair with you. Uh, Quran, if you read the Quran, if you just read the Quran and you ignore the Hadith, I think what you should conclude is that hell and heaven are eternal, and anybody that goes to hell will be in there forever. Anybody that go to heaven will be there forever. That is what you should conclude from it. And also, if you read the Quran, I'll also give you that according, if you just read the Quran, then both belief and deeds are important, not just belief. According to Quran, belief is not enough. It is, at least from the reading of the entire Quran and majority of its verses, it refers to believing and doing good deeds. So it's a very common verse that those who believe and do good deeds, those who believe and do good deeds.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
often belief is indeed accompanied by good deeds in the Quran. So and it's very uh, if you don't consider hadith, actually you'll actually end up with the belief that even Muslims, number one, can end up in eternal hell. Number two, there is no con- there's not a slight mention of anyone getting out of hell, which means the option that the belief that Muslims have about Muslims will be in hell for in order to pay for their sins, and then they'll be sent to heaven. That view is not, technically speaking, a Quranic view. They
No, no,
cannot get it from
it's
Quran.
not.
In
It's
fact, Quran says that it will be based on the basis of the weight of your deeds and your belief, of course. So whichever weight is greater, you'll end up on that side. So if you have good deeds, your the weight of your good deeds is greater than the weight of your bad deeds, then you'll end up in heaven. That's all. The good deeds will cancel out the bad deeds. So
yeah,
that is what the Quranic view is. If you read the Quran just with a neutral view, without without the baggage of hadiths, that is what you'll end up with. And I'll give you that because I have read the Quran with that view, and I totally agree with you in that regard. But when you try to escape with that particular verse, I think that is that particular verse is very that is the logical flaw. It doesn't make sense at all, because when you're saying this throughout the Quran that hell is eternal, heaven is eternal, and in one point you say, well, it is eternal except if I will otherwise. If I will otherwise, what do you mean? What is your will? You have what about everything? Every time you meant every other verse in the Quran which mentions that hell and heaven are eternal. So yeah, that's what I
But
would say.
my understanding, God does not want to be bound by something. Okay,
By
He wants
his
to be
own word,
boundless. God
by
wants to be
bound by his
boundless
own word.
by His own words.
Okay, it's a very ridiculous. It's an illogical statement. I'm not sure. I would say you could easily God could not be restricted by not saying that God hell or heaven is eternal. Then just say God hell or heaven is not eternal, and I'll decide who will be in hell eternally and who will be in hell heaven eternally, or who will be in hell eternally.
No,
It's
He
up to me.
want to make
That's all he could have said.
people. He want
He's
to
just contradicting
make.
himself. He is
No,
just contradicting himself. That's all.
yeah, He just
There's
want to
nothing else you could conclude from it. There's
make
nothing else you
escape.
could conclude from it.
Yes, He want to escape people. So that's why He said, "I'm gonna keep you
To
there."
escape
But
people.
you're human being.
Okay. Not
He
sure.
wants
So
to
He
take people out
also
of there.
don't want to
You say.
bound by His things. He want to be boundless.
Yeah, so he's boundless as well. So he can also, he can be, he is not bounded by his own words. So the people, so he can also end up, throwing everyone who believes in hell, and he can also throw everyone who doesn't believe in heaven, right? He's not bound by his own words. So what would happen is that what you just said, that those who believe will end up in heaven, believe and do good deeds. Those are the people who will end up in heaven. But since God is not bound by his own words, actually, in the afterlife, what could happen is that he could throw everyone who doesn't believe and has never done a single good deed. He could throw such people in heaven, and the people who believed and they did all the good deeds, he could throw all of them in hell, right?
Uh-huh.
Right, right, Saeed?
Uh,
I don't think Said got that point.
I wasn't following you.
What are you not following?
I don't think.
It's a very simple point. You said that
He's saying
he does not want to be
he's saying
bound by
it
his
could be
own word.
flipped than what you think is true.
Simple, Saeed. What I'm saying is,
Simple is
let me tell you it
the
in
case
Urdu.
that you think
Urdu
is
में
can
बताता
be
हूँ,
reversed basically.
उर्दू में
Okay.
भैया।
Yeah.
वो आप कह रहे हो कि अल्लाह अपने वर्ड से बाउंड नहीं होना चाहता, तो ठीक है, फिर वो अपने वर्ड से बाउंड नहीं हो रहा, तो फिर ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि जो लोग बिलीवर्स हैं वो उसको अल्लाह जो है वो दोज़ख में फेंक दे, और जो नॉन बिलीवर्स हैं उनको अल्लाह जन्नत में फेंक दे। वो बोलेगा मैं बाउंड नहीं हूँ, मैंने कहा था बट मेरी मर्जी है, मैं उसको जन्नत में भी फेंक सकता हूँ, जो नॉन बिलीवर था और जिसने सारे बुरे, हिटलर को जन्नत में फेंक सकता हूँ, सारे एथियस्ट को भी जन्नत में डाल
No,
देता
no,
हूँ,
no.
और सारे क्यों भाई, क्यों नहीं हो सकता?
क्यों नहीं भाई?
No,
सबसे
no.
बड़ा मक्कार कौन है आखिर?
नहीं, वो मकार तो छोड़ दो, वो तो बाउंड ही नहीं ना अपने वर्ड से, तो
हाँ,
he is
वर्ड
not
से ही
bound
बाउंड
by
नहीं है
his
वो तो।
own
हाँ
words.
नहीं,
You said
मैं तो
that he does not want to be bound by his own words.
You
So
see,
he does.
right.
let me give you some. Allah said, I will keep you in heaven forever. Allah does not want to, keep. What if Allah does not want to keep human, keep
Listen,
them life?
no. Sorry,
He,
just मैं यहाँ पर इसे रोक रहा हूँ. Just Allah have also said in the Quran that I'll send those who I wish in heaven and those who I wish in hell. Are there verses like that in the Quran?
wish? No. Wish is not wish.
Wills. Okay, wills.
You go heaven because of your deeds.
Now,
If you
are
go
there
hell
verses in
because
exactly?
of your there is
No. So then, are there verses in the Quran which states the exact wordings of which are that he sends those who wills to heaven and sends those who wills to hell? Are there verses like this in the Quran? Yes, there are.
Yeah, I think so. But
Yes, there are. Okay. Now, because that is the formula that you're applying on the eternality of the hell and heaven, because he could will otherwise. What I'm saying is, then if he have said similar wordings about his choice to throw people in hell or heaven, यानी कि अगर उसने इसी तरह के अल्फाज अपनी इस बारे में भी इस्तेमाल किए हैं कि वो किसको जन्नत में और दोज़ख में फेंकेगा, तो फिर यही चीज आप कह रहे हो कि उसकी कितना टाइम है, उस पर आप अप्लाई कर रहे हो अगर ये लॉजिक, तो मैं इसी लॉजिक पे अप्लाई कर रहा हूँ कि यही लॉजिक इस चीज पर भी अप्लाई हो सकती है कि उसने किसको जन्नत में, किसको दोजख में फेंकना है, वो ठीक है, उसकी मर्जी है, वो अपने वर्ड से बाउंड नहीं होना चाहता, तो ठीक है, वो वहां पर भी उसने अपने लिए एक स्केप, एक रास्ता छोड़ा हुआ है। वो बोलेगा यार ठीक है, आपको नजर आएगा कि यार फाइलो जन्नत में जा रहा है, तो आप पूछोगे अल्लाह से कि यार ये अल्लाह ये तो एथिस्ट आप कैसे भेज रहे हो? वो बोलेगा मैंने कहा था जिसको मेरी मर्जी है, जिसकी मेरी विल होगी मैं भेजूंगा। तो वो ठीक है, वो बोल रहा है कि ठीक है, तो जिसको, इसका मतलब है कि हम ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि सारे मुसलमान जन्नत जहन्नुम में, सारे एथिस्ट जन्नत में, ठीक है भाई, अल्लाह की मर्जी है।
Yeah, he could do that, but
बस तो बस सही है,
that will that
that will-
but
यही
that
पॉइंट है
will
ना,
be he
that will be
he could do anything he want, but
बस सही है,
right.
that
How would you know what would he do basically?
बस मेरे,
You don't have any
हाँ
way
हमें
to
तो
know.
पता ही नहीं है,
आपको
बस ठीक है, मेरा ख्याल
कोई
है
तरीका
फाइलो
ही नहीं
काफी,
मालूम है इसका कि क्यों,
आई थिंक इसी
राइट।
पे एंड
और
करते हैं।
उसने वो उन आयतों में वो एग्जाम्पल भी दे दिया है, राइट। वो जो आयतें हैं उसमें बता दिया है कि मैं अगर चाहूंगा तो, और नहीं चाहूंगा तो नहीं, राइट।
बिल्कुल,
सो
और
यहाँ
ये
पे
एक नहीं, ये
इंटेंशंस
बहुत
क्लियर
सारे,
हो गए, राइट।
ये एक यानी आपने तो ये the verse that you're referring to about whether people will be in hell or heaven for eternal for an eternity, it depends on Allah's will. This is only one verse in the Quran. It has been mentioned multiple times in other verses that Allah will send in heaven whoever he wills, and will send to hell whoever he wills. This is not once, this is multiple times. So I think he has left a lot more choice for himself in that regard. That who will he throw people? Who will he throw in hell, and who will
और
he will
खैर,
throw in heaven, particularly.
राइट।
तो ये
खैर
तो है
मैं यहाँ पे
nothing else.
मकर को क्यों ला रहा था मैं यहाँ पे, कि ये हो सकता है कि इट कुड बी अ पार्ट ऑफ अ ग्रैंड प्लान, राइट।
हाँ
कि
हाँ,
मैंने ये आयतें तो भेजी हैं, इसमें मैंने ये दे दिया है कि इनको जन्नत में डालूंगा, इनको जन्नत,
he
पर
can
मेरा प्लान बिल्कुल उल्टा है इससे, एंड आई एम द
he
ग्रेटेस्ट
can
ऑफ
have
द
a
प्लानर्स
he
बेसिकली,
can
राइट।
he can have a very good reason to lie to us in Quran. He could be lying.
yeah, why could God would lie?
Why would he? He can have some
why
good reason.
couldn't he? He
वहाँ
knows
जाते भी नहीं
better,
है
right?
फाइलो, आई थिंक
He knows
बहुत
better.
लंबी बात हो गई, let's keep it, let's keep it till here.
Yeah. Maden wanted to say something. Maden, jump in.
No. I was just listening to the somewhat mess that Saeed has created and thinking, bloody hell. Saeed,
साइद भाई एक गुजारिश है ना, एक गुजारिश है, आप आते हो वो अच्छा लगता है, बट आप कई बार जाके इन चीजों के इन बातों पर आप सोचते हो या नहीं, सबसे पहला सवाल।
अरे भाई, I was in a atheist forum for 10 years. Okay, so how can I do not think about it?
You're saying you were an
सबको आ
atheist
रहा
for
है
10
Yeah,
years?
I was in an atheist forum.
नहीं, he was in a forum,
Yes.
Oh,
he
you
was
were in a
dealing with all
forum,
of them,
right? So
he was
that
debating
doesn't mean
everyone
that
over
you,
there.
right, that doesn't mean you got the good arguments there, right?
No, but I was a member of the atheist forum
Yeah,
for
I
10
mean,
years.
does that mean you always got the very best arguments to counter your arguments? And you thought over all these arguments? Because it doesn't seem like you thought these arguments before, right?
I think he
No.
thinks about all of these things in silos. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to have a consistent worldview, Saeed. I mean, there are so many problems within your worldview. I mean, try to fix them at least. I mean, at least be
Saeed,
cognizant, be
Saeed, what I
aware
would
of all
encourage
those